All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are beginning our first battle of the, uh, what do we call this? This is Beat the Pros tournament. I like to call it Players versus Pubs, but we'll call it, I guess, Beat the Pros because that's the official name. You're listening to Lord Zath. I'm a North American community contributor, and alongside me is Puddin597. How you doing, Puddin?
Good morning.
Very good morning indeed. As we get into our first battle, you made it into the training room, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, the way that I like to do this is we'll introduce a couple of teams and then we'll go from there. So, um, we have on Team NSA, we have Bergania, Satsuma, Hindenburg, Moskva, Des Moines, Annapolis, Napoli, followed by two destroyers, Ragnar and Gearing. Very interesting to see two super ships joining the line here. And what do we got over on your side, Puddin?
Which team again?
You're doing TKALL, the red team.
It's not even noon yet.
It's 8 o'clock in the morning for those of you guys who are not in North America.
All right. So what do we have on TKL? We have super ship the Satsuma, Kremlin, super ship Annapolis, Venezia, Moscow, the IGN super ship I can't pronounce, Gearing, and Ragnar.
Yeah, the Yamagiri.
We'll go with that.
We'll go with that. It's very interesting to see super ships here, and we have two super ships on NSA, and TKL has three. And I wonder if if that means anything. I don't know. We'll have to see as teams jockey in to their initial positions. I'm going to tab out for just a second because we got started super quick here, and I need to make sure that we have that I light the beacons to let people know that we are indeed live.
I find it interesting right now that NSA is pretty much just leaving the middle wide open.
Now, why is that a problem, would you say, Puddin?
Well, oh, look, somebody's getting B cap. There's nobody that can do anything to even remotely stop that.
Uh-huh. So, and of course, the issues that you're going to have with that is the fact that now Team TKALL can isolate one side of the map and really focus it down. And it looks to me like they're probably going to be isolating the southern portion of the map, but both teams aiming more for an even split for the moment, at least.
I mean, it
And there's
clearly
the cap.
looks like they want to win the seaside and then just push everybody down.
That
But
definitely looks like it, yeah.
this is the issue with two DDs versus three. You're able to get the B cap, and at this point, NSA is pressured to they have to make a move. Right? They
Yes.
have to do something because the tick advantage is with TSK or
Yeah.
TKALL.
TKALL, yep.
And I'm being attacked by a dog, so give me a minute.
No worries. I'm still trying to light my beacons here to let people know that we are live on stream. There we go. Not too much going on damage trading wise. Ragnar coming under attack though at CCAP. So let's go take a look at that. He's trying to boost out. He's got his heal going up against the last ship NJ. Prince Eugen though definitely came out of that trade the poorer of the two. But that being said, he does keep the other Ragnar out of the battle for quite some bit. And what is happening over here? Look at Holly Wolf 1. He got smacked early. He's getting smacked again. He's doing a full game return in front of a Kremlin and an Annapolis. And he might go down right here. Oh, here he goes. First blood of the game going to TKALL.
A little early for a push from Battleship Hindenburg.
Yeah. I don't get that play. I really don't understand it. But it's happened, so we'll have to see how NSA is going to be able to recover from that bit of a mistake there. They're already
The
down.
Gearing spotted, probably
Yep,
radar.
yep. They're already down by one cap, and now they're down by one ship as well. Spinnaker not yet detected to the south, and I think that may very well prove decisive.
Looks like the Des Moines is getting turned around for them to try to do something at BCAP possibly.
Yeah, definitely looks like that. You're right over in Charlie 5. I'll drop our
But
map one tick.
I mean, at this point, it's two DDs versus one at like wherever they want to put two destroyers at.
Yeah, and I'm kind of curious about the Brigand just going right into A like this and just sitting bow in. It just feels kind of not very Brigand-y, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's how most people play it. Just bow in and then just eat a bunch of fire damage.
Fair enough. It just to me it feels like the Moskva should be the one that shoves in like that, not the Brigand. He's got the hydro, he's got the radar, but hey, what do I know?
The Brigand would have been better off going still to the one line and then pushing down that way with his
Yeah,
speed and maneuverability instead of just sitting in the open, being focused by everything.
that's exactly what I mean. Like the Moskva is far tankier in that situation, and the Brigand does go down today. Surprise, surprise.
Oh,
Now,
look,
ladies and
relocated the mine in Ragnar.
yep. For those of you guys that are joining the tournament early this morning, welcome aboard. We have a 5-minute delay, so if there's anything going on, anything you need to comment on, please let us know, give us feedback. But keep in mind, it will take about 5 minutes, at the very least, for us to get to you.
I mean, the thing that I don't understand is why NSA was so aggressive at A
Uh oh. Uh
when
oh.
the Gearing torps.
Yeah, that was close.
But I mean, they
Yeah.
were so aggressive at A when they didn't need to be. And this is the whole thing of you get an early cap. Now you're forcing somebody to do something. They still
Yes.
should have been way more patient for Seaside to win
Yes. That
because A
early
side's
cap.
pretty much wrapped up.
That early cap does put a timer on the losing team, the one that did not get a cap, and you can see the result. Himper Hines now been detected by the Annapolis. No, he's going out. He just says, to hell with it. I'm just going to shoot my guns. He got caught in front of this island, so he was unable to turn away and maneuver. And that's pretty much going to be game. I don't see any way that NSA can get back into this. I mean, they tried to get B, they got it, but now they're going to lose C.
I mean, they're eventually going to get C. They still maintain A, and they had B for so long, it doesn't matter that it got flipped.
Right.
Like, even if you trade the Annapolis for the Moskva, you know, with the ramp, you still have a Moskva south that's got radar. So one way or another, the Moskva's he's dead. Ragnar can't burn the Kremlin down fast enough.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily for Goering, the other Goering left smoke for him, so he's able to abuse that smoke.
Right. Right, and you can see now TKALL's 13, number 13, is just going straight at Tiger Fighter's Moskva. Because why not?
I mean, like I
Tiger.
said, the trade is the Ram is not the worst thing in the world for you.
Oh, Ram is absolutely okay. Absolutely okay. Now, Tiger's got to be careful not to show too much side to the Kremlin. He took a couple of penetrating hits on the Kremlin there from Seneca, but did not take a ton of catastrophic damage. but he's still out. I mean, it's just a question of time.
I would like to see Gamer 834 to start shooting at the Moskva too. Just leave the Ragnar for now. Shore
Mm,
up the side, complete, the domination, and then move on to him.
yep. Well, there goes the Moskva anyway. And it's almost like the Ragnar I was listening to. His last ship opens up with his guns. I do agree with you, though. I mean, if you're going to kite away like that, if you're going to leave one ship to die, at the very least, use that opportunity to do some farming, right?
Oh, I mean, definitely. It's not like the Ragnar did anything wrong. It's just like I said,
Mm-hmm.
you kill the other Moskva faster, then guess what happens? The only guy left to shoot is the Ragnar. So then
Right.
everybody focuses him.
Yep. Now, we haven't really talked too much about the super ships being in here, but I'll tell you, I don't
Wait,
really
were they
feel like
impactful?
I don't really feel like it. I mean, so the Annapolis had a couple key plays down south, catching the gearing twice on radar, but Des Moines would do the same thing.
I mean, the only super ship that did anything impactful, in my opinion, is the uh, mini Yam thing, whatever. Still can't say a thing because he got B cap, but you literally could have done that in any other DD.
The
I mean, like
Yamagiri.
like you said, like anything they did, another ship could have just did it just as easily too.
Yep. And you can see now TKALL just triumphantly pushing out of A. They know this game is pretty much theirs. Last ship opening up with guns, trying to convince them to slow down. Seneca blocking in 13. Oops.
Ooh, the DM just had a torp, and there's more on the way.
Mm-hmm. Spinnaker's doing a nice job of smoking up Gamer 834. That way the Moskva can still retreat. So even though they're winning handily, TKALL is not willing to risk losing a ship if they can help it. Des Moines gets smacked again. This time I think that was Venezia Sap. Or is it a
Yeah, it's
Satsuma?
just a matter of who's going to kill him at this point. All the guys from A are now in range, start opening up.
That's right. That's right.
Or as the Kremlin is potentially going to not beach.
All right. Damp is going to go out right here. Probably burning out. There he goes. Okay,
And
2
there
minutes.
goes any spots on that gearing. See, I don't know why they didn't send us in. Use the Ragnar that was up there to bait out the radar that was there, and then sending Napoli in to get C. Because it definitely looked like C was going to be their strong side, but they didn't do anything.
Yep. Especially early on when they didn't know, of course, that the Emiguri was going to go to B until, well, it was being capped. And at that point, that's when you got to take advantage of that ship advantage right away. And they didn't, you're right.
Oop, Torps on the Ragnar. I wonder if any are going to hit.
Oh, they do. Crap, I wasn't able to get my death pick. Oh, well. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this is a best of 2 situation. So we're going to move on to Sleeping Giant. Let me apply the numbers. There we go. And I'll go over here. And hey, guys, good to see you all. Once again, I'm Lord Zath, and Puddin is not joining me on voice. So, Puddin, I hope you don't mind, but I put the Stevie cam in for the second caster slot.
Fine by me, but dogs are still better.
Stevie just came in. He's had his second breakfast now, and so what? Yeah, you can hear him. He had a second breakfast, which means he now went to the litter box, and now he's up at my side.
I mean, you know me, no camera means I can't break any policy rules that relate to names.
There you go. Oh, goodness. All right, let me fix my my tweet. There we go. Gotta be professional, you know.
Yes, you do.
Stevie's on my lap hanging out. All that good stuff. Okay. Gonna go ahead and post that on the forum so it can be downvoted. And moving on to, let's see, let me delete that message. And let's put that one up there. That's better. That's better. Okay. Put that one down. Okay. Good. I think I got everything. Excellent. So, as you guys can see, it's a best of 2 setup. While we wait for our tournament to start, let me show you guys. And it looks like game 2 has just dropped.
Yeah, they were probably waiting on me.
Oh, no worries. So you guys can kind of see here they've got 3 different groups that are going to be competing. I wonder if we have any scores in yet. Nope, they haven't put them in yet. And basically what they're doing is they're fighting over a spot for tomorrow. That's what they're looking for. Let's get to the game. Ooh, okay. I always love when you get into the game and it starts spinning for a little bit. So this is game 2, NSA versus TKALL. After this, we'll move on to our next round. For ships, we have NSA bringing Satsuma, Montana, Stalingrad, Des Moines, Moskva, Nevsky, Napoli, and 2 destroyers, both of which are Ragnar. So they changed their lineup a little bit, possibly because they're on Sleeping Giant, possibly because they lost last game and want to try something else. What's TKL bringing?
Let's see, the Satsuma, the Kremlin, the Annapolis, Venezia, Double Moskva, Yamagari, Gearing, Ragnar. I don't think they changed anything.
It doesn't look like it, and you're getting better at pronouncing it. I like it.
But, I mean, like, it's not even noon yet, and I'm up.
I had to set my work alarm to go off today and tomorrow, and yeah, that kind of sucks. It's a weekend. In any case, look at this daring play here by the last ship's Ragnar going straight down to B cap. He's going to make contact with with TKL's Yamagiri very soon. He's detected. He has not popped radar yet, interestingly enough. There it is. All right, so radar is up. 2 radars are up. Interesting. And now Crazy Field is going to be detected for just a little bit. But as you can see, last ship is going to be drawing the ire of the entire TKL's team.
It's just a matter if he can get out of there.
Yeah, Crazy Field took a big hit there, but he is dark now, and he's even going to make Inky.
Seems like a waste of a smoke.
It is. I think that's more of a panic smoke because of all the incoming fire. He probably felt like even
Oh,
though
he
he
could be
wasn't
on
detected.
fire. That's why.
Let's take a look and see. You're right. No, his engines are out. Those are engines.
But I mean, that was nice focus fire on both DDs.
Okay. Not much going on at A though for BTP or sorry for NSA. It's interesting. They've only sent 2 assets to A, and they're about to come up against 6 for
Well, I mean, it
TKALL.
is 3 assets. The Montana's in tow. But I mean, clearly it's NSA is kiting A to where TKALL wants it. And it's like the opposite at C. NSA wants C, TKALL is like, fine, you can have it.
That's right. So, in other words, we're going to get the toilet bowl action.
I mean, the battle's going to be for B, which I like to see that they learned their lesson from last game and just don't give them B for free. I mean, Crazy's got to play a little bit more careful due to his HP pool, but once again, they've clearly the mid is completely wide open, right? Like
Yeah.
TKALL's at least got a Moskva. Obviously, the Yamagari is there too, which means he could just dip in through the middle and then easily get B.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know that I like both Ragnars, both destroyers being over at CCAP, especially because Himper Heinz is about to go down. Now, how did he let himself get attacked like this? And I say it that way because he's so far away from the enemy ships. The only way he's being shot at is because he opened up with his guns. It's a big mistake.
It looks
He's
like
on
there's some
fire.
blind fire shots maybe still going in on him.
Well, we got some Satsuma shots coming in.
I mean, you might as well shoot because you never know.
Yep.
Right. So now, like, the Ragnar's going to be ineffective.
Yeah, but I mean,
per se.
So last ship opening up and Himper Heinz being detected, I mean, obviously TKALL knows that the mid is wide open, and look what's happening. You've got... Oh, never mind. You've got that damn Theo sitting there with a Des Moines. And it looked like he had him on radar.
He's probably still radared.
Yeah,
but I mean, that was a nice play by
the
the Des Moines, though.
Yeah, very nice play by the Des Moines. Butterfly Bitch.
On.
That's a great name. So NSA, even though there's a bit of a blunder with one of their destroyers, they are coming off on top here with that kill on the Yamagiri. But look at A.
Yeah, it's still not capped.
It's still not capped, but also you've got Tiger Fighter that's stuck bow in, trying to run away slowly, and then Studebaker.
But I mean, he's got to be dark at this point because what can spot him over the island, right? Everybody else is in smoke.
Right.
The Moskva is keeping the daring in check, but the Ragnar should be able to at least bait out the Moskva's radar.
Seneca just fired a shot into the ocean to see if he'd be detected.
Now, the Des Moines has got to be worried about the Kremlin in A.
That's a very powerful position for any ship to be in, especially a Kremlin.
And the only ship that NSA really has to challenge A would be the Nevsky, and, well, no, please, no. Like,
right.
That's not going to happen.
Some shells coming in from the side from Holly Wolf's Montana. They're going to miss as Yolcrafter 2003 manages to back up just past that opening at A. Seneca grabs A cap.
Now, see, I find it weird that he's actually going south of that middle island instead of north to it, just to possibly utilize the islands on the north side to stop anybody from shooting in on him while he's showing
Right.
broadside.
Right. Ooh, damn Theo just got hammered.
Don't know why the Kremlin wasn't looking at him.
Yeah, he was too far back. And here's where you were talking about if he went farther north, he'd be able to get his guns in. But you can see Prince Eugen is just working him down anyway. So damn Theo's probably going to go down relatively soon here. I just don't see a way that he gets out of this. He's on fire. Now he's detected because of the fire. Forced to DCP. Nobody else can... Nope. Nobody else can hit him except for the... looked like Venezia. Yeah, Venezia is starting to shoot him. There he goes.
Tiger's on fire. Well, Tiger just put out a fire, but, I mean, he's just shot. Don't know why.
Yeah, I kind of feel like he
He's
should have
burning.
been...
He's going to burn out.
He should have been where the mosque... Or, sorry, where the Nevsky was, right? He should have been in a position to block the advance, but also be able to back around the corner if he needed to. He just backed straight up, and, I mean, he just got spotted for days. Now, Spinnaker's pretty low, but he's not dead, so...
I mean, I would have had the Moskva, like you say, where the Nevsky is and the Nevsky out.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 1-2, like kiting. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's an extremely powerful kiter, and you're playing at bow in, which it doesn't excel at.
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah, it's a little confusing to see it set up like that.
But at the same time, NSA doesn't have to make any moves
Oh!
because they have the tick advantage.
And that's the other problem about that position. As Studebaker found that Satsuma can shoot right over that island. He took out over half of his health, just chunked it.
It was a nice long range shot.
Mm-hmm. He'd been working on those for a couple of times. I saw Cap Langsdorff take a couple of salvos before. And to add insult to injury, he takes a torpedo, and that's going to probably be it for him because he DCP'd his engine from that Satsuma salvo. And there he goes.
Looks like the Monty's trying to shoot the Kremlin. The Ragnars are focusing the Moskva.
That's good. That's a good play.
Push them back, let the Napoli get in and get the cap.
That's right. One thing I did notice is it looked like the Ragnars, both Ragnars on the on NSA's side, seem to prefer long range, hold down left mouse button and spam, which you can get away with in a random battle, but in a competitive environment, I just don't see it. What do you think, Puddin'?
Maybe to reset the fires. But, I mean, I've always believed in your DDs are there to counter their DDs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your battleships are there to counter, the battle. Like, each class is there to counter each other, right? Like, you're sending a cruiser over wide to counter their cruiser who's trying to burn down your battleship while you try to burn down theirs, and, it's the vicious circle.
Yep. Rock, paper, scissors intensifies.
One of the Ragnars is going to beach. Hopefully he's not on radar.
Oh,
Napoli got pushed off the cap.
The Ragnar is shooting anyway, so even if he beaches, I mean, he'll be detected. We're just watching the Moskva get pelted. But hey, he's still alive, DCPing right now.
I mean,
no, I'm sorry, it's not DCP. Go ahead.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, look how much it took the Ragnars to whittle this Moskva down, and look at the Ragnars.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're getting close to anybody gets a good solid hit, they're just done. They're just that low.
Yep. Here comes Montana salvo. Too little, too late. Ragnar's managed to get the kill. So now here's the question: does Holly Wolf go straight after the Moskva here? Or does he curl in and try to go after the Kremlin? As it looks like both the Ragnars have decided to start farming down Seneca.
Well, I think the issue turns into you're down on ships, so you can't afford to ram.
Mm-hmm.
But now he's caught in a vicious cross shot. Like, that Moskva can easily citadel that Montana at this range.
Right, and if he wants to bow onto the Moskva, he's going to give broadside to the Kremlin, which could absolutely easily citadel him as well. So, Holly Wolf realizing the only viable play is to turn
Ooh,
away.
that's a nice hit.
Yeah, it was a nice hit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was the only viable place to kind of, like turn out, but at the same point, there's no reason for this.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's you versus 3, maybe 4 ships, right? Like, even if it's just you versus 2, that's the advantage to the other guys.
Yes.
There's no reason for this. Let them have a contain them, because if the Moskva wants to go anywhere, it's going to have to show a broadside. Just leave him there. He's nowhere near your DDs.
Yep, and I kind of feel like Holly Wolf should be looking at the Kremlin more than this Moskva. Don't let the Kremlin feel comfortable where he's at.
Too many battleship players just don't like to hit that one key. Just hit the one key. Help. Get the fires. Get the DCP out, right?
Turn into the Flame Tana. I agree with you. You got to make something happen, especially if you're down by a ship. And what he's doing right now, yeah, he's working down the Moskva with AP, but
at what cost?
Yeah, I mean, it's just taking a long time. And he's probably, if Holly Wolf is paying attention, he should have noticed that smoke cloud behind him to alert him that torpedoes are coming. But I kind of feel like he was very fixated on shooting the Moskva. He even turned a little bit there so he can get his front number 1 turret off. That being said, there's a convenient Montana-sized gap that's forming in this torpedo spread.
Surprised by who?
Assuming Holly Wolf continues to reverse, he'll be fine. Wow. Ridiculousness. A Spinnaker's just like, I'll just sit in my smoke and shoot you too. Because he can.
I find the battle going on at sea kind of interesting because their Ragnar's low. Stalingrad is low-ish. The Venencia is pushing up.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like they're clearly trying to take out the Stalingrad first over the Ragnar.
Makes sense. He just got whacked.
Because we all know SAP is perfectly balanced.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, of course...
Point, why didn't he just shoot the Ragnar and get him off the board?
Mm-hmm.
What's Stalingrad going to do? Overpen you? Oh, no. You have plenty of health. You have plenty of islands.
Yep. Meanwhile, TKALL's Moskva has just curled behind the island. So now Holly Wolf, despite having a really good...
And there goes to Montana for a push that didn't need to happen.
Right. He had a really good couple of hits on the Moskva. Got him very close to dead, but not quite dead. And, of course, that's the difference in this game. Ragnar
At this
detected.
Point, you just shove the Kremlin on the B cap and be like, what are you going to do?
Yep, exactly. There goes the last ship. Yeah, I feel like in both games, NSA was afraid to commit. They're maybe playing a little bit more... Oof, big hit there on the Napoli. Playing a little bit more cautious. Trying to be more reactionary. But I think in the process of doing that, you give up the initiative. You allow the enemy team to dictate the battle.
I mean, they did a really nice job pushing off Yamagari at the start of B. Didn't capitalize on it.
Nope.
Pushed in, got C, held them off at A for a bit. I think ship location wasn't the overall issue for A. But they literally didn't do anything at C once they got it again, right? The 3 ships are still there with nearly the same amount of HP minus maybe the Ragnar. Right? Stalingrad got low. The DDs did a nice job rotating to B, but I mean, at that point, it was what were they going to do? And you can clearly
Mhm.
see TKALL still has two of their destroyers compared to NSA, which has one.
Yeah. Well, TKL's been playing. I mean, their destroyers are the more traditional destroyers, right? They position, they cap, they smoke their teammates. The Ragnars aren't being played that way.
You don't PR farm in any sort of comp situation.
There is no PR in competitive, right?
The only PR is, did you win?
Look at the bracket. There's my PR. Oh, goodness. Well, this match is pretty much over, which means that TKL is going to go 2-up over NSA. It's just a question of, will anybody else die in the next minute? And looks like Himber is going to go down. Himbeer Heinz.
Well, I mean,
And 20 seconds till the game's over.
he did a really good job surviving for as long as he did.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just one of those. I think TKALL was just a little bit more patient and a little bit more coordinated in her attacks.
I would agree with you. So let's go back to our setup here, and I need to. I guess here, boom, there we go. Hit apply there. Go to our winner screen.
Do we move to a different training room?
I'm gonna take a look at that right